Welcome back once again, everybody, to some more Rimworld Zombie Survival. I am going to go ahead and show you guys what we've got planned out for today's episode because it's going to be a busy one. And that is because I've laid out the exact area that our base is going to eventually encompass. So this is about the center of the map, give or take a few tiles. And after thinking it through pretty heavily on what size I wanted the base, how much things I wanted to be able to fit in it, and what sections of the map I wanted to take over, this is ultimately what I decided to settle on. And looking at it, it might look somewhat intimidating at first, but it's actually not too bad. Most of the walls are already there and pre-constructed, and some of them are even made out of limestone, which is the material that I have settled on for our walls, at least our exterior walls. Once again, the interior walls will be marble, and we'll be using things like slate and sandstone for our pathing. Now, the area is actually not only outlined by this zone here, which nobody is currently set up to the zone. The zone is just simply for me to show you guys the base area and for me to also kind of remember where it is. But I've also set a actual plan here around the outside. You can see just kind of showing me and you guys where our walls will eventually end up. So we're going to be spending a lot of this episode sort of going through and constructing those walls, and it's not going to be completely easy because we don't have a whole lot of limestone, but I have set our builders up to replace the limestone walls in our bedrooms with steel walls for now. We'll do marble later on, but I didn't want to do marble in these rooms because they are temporary, so we're going to go ahead and use steel for that until we build our more permanent bedrooms, and those will be out of marble. But that at least gives us some of the limestone we need to build walls. I've also set some of these areas that I don't need to be deconstructed by our builder bots so they can carry that limestone off, and we'll be able to use it to get certain portions of the walls up. We've got to also keep tearing some of the buildings down in here for their resources and opening it up so that we can actually build the walls. And we're going to be actually building double walls, and what I mean by that, this is going to be 2 layers of walls, so that way if raiders or zombies break through the first layer, it gives us a little bit of time to set up defenses if I don't notice it before they break through the second layer. It gives us a little bit of a buffer zone, plus I might set up my defenses to kind of go ahead and be able to withstand certain attacks. Now, something about me and how I play the game, I don't generally like doing kill boxes, and I don't generally like doing traps or anything like that. I like to kind of play the game without those things. I just find it a little bit more enjoyable from my own experience. So I won't be using a whole lot of that. We won't be setting up a big kill box area to try and funnel raiders, mechanoids, or anything like that into an area to be killed. So we're going to have to be crafty, and we're going to have to be smart about how we actually lay our base out. Now, I will use turrets, but I'll set them up on various areas in the wall. We may have things that I like to refer to as kill zones. I don't like to call them kill boxes. I like to call them kill zones because they're a little bit different. They're not generally boxes that are min-max to try and kill the most raiders possible without minimum amount of damage. They're usually just various areas, maybe the corners of my bases or a spot somewhere inside of my base where I just set up some sandbags and turrets, and it's a bit of a fallback point, or maybe even just a defensive point for my colonists to kind of be able to get behind some cover and maybe have a couple of turrets to help them with suppression fire. But aside from that, yeah, no kill boxes or anything like that. You'll see what I mean once I actually start setting them up, and it'll paint a little bit better picture for you guys. But we're going to go ahead and keep working on the walls. Defenses aren't going to go up for a while, and I'm not too worried about it because I don't think even the first raid hasn't come in a bit. And the zombie count's staying fairly low, but that could change this upcoming night. Zombies do get a little bit more difficult as the game progresses and they fill the map. And Randy's probably going to throw a raid at us at some point, but he doesn't seem to be too interested in doing it just yet. So I think we're going to go ahead and just kind of count on that not happening. What's actually keeping the zombie count down, believe it or not, as you can see it drop right there, is the amount of wildlife on the map. And while the wildlife gets a little bit shorter on this list every single day, there's still enough wildlife that it is helping to keep some of the zombies at bay, or at least keeping the numbers down. And that's why they're not as high as sometimes they usually are. But you can see a lot of the wildlife here is dying to various things like food poisoning or not even being able to find food. And so eventually we'll probably see all of that die off, and that's when the zombies are going to probably really take off in numbers. Now, you can already see a couple zombies here wandering a little bit closer to base, and Lord has successfully tamed ourselves a cassowary here. So this is a female, and there is a male kicking around, and he should be running off to tame that. This will be good because I wanted to get these guys here, so maybe we can get another food source, maybe even some eggs going. I think that'd be pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and set him up to the cow area as well. He can munch on some of the kibble and hang around with the cows till we find his male counterpart. Maybe we will set something up for them eventually, but for now, I think they're going to be perfectly fine in those areas. Let's see. I think there was some emus here that I also was thinking about taming. I had queued it up, but I don't even know where the male ran off to. I see just the female. So maybe this isn't a good idea. We'll give it a shot nonetheless. He's currently trying to get the male here with the cassowary, so if we can get that, I'm all for it. Couple of sandstone blocks we'll grab up because we're going to be using them. You can actually see I've got the builder bots putting some floor down. No Name's giving them a bit of a hand. I did just go ahead and queue up this floor. I know it probably wasn't the most important thing for us to be doing, but I wanted to have our colonists get the speed boot bonus was they were tending to the fields here, so I think it made the most sense to set that up. I love the way this is looking go. It's looking very, very good. All right, so that German Shepherd unfortunately stood no chance against those zombies. So he's off and out of there. I also have some kibble being made. How's that coming along, by the way? It looks like he's made it all. So he's just going to keep about 70 kibble on hand. He's a little over it right now, which is fine. And that'll keep our cows and our cassowaries nice and fed. And now we've got actually the male and the female, which is good. Why don't we set up some more animal sleeping spots for them? We can actually put them over here. And like I said, hopefully we'll get a few eggs or something out of that. And we'll go ahead and set this guy up. So he's locked in the cow zone as well. And it does look like we did get the one Muse, so maybe we'll get another one outside of that. I'll actually go ahead and put them outside for now. And I will go ahead and take this kibble zone now, the stockpile, and expand it to 2 slots because we're probably going to need a little bit more food to feed everybody. Did he end up getting the other one? So he grabbed the female, and he's off to tame the male. Okay, the male's chilling right here. All right, perfect. So that makes me pretty happy. I think once Lord's done doing that, we might send him off to do a little bit more exploring. I also threw down another stockpile here. I think that was a pretty important thing to do because we had filled our stockpiles. We just didn't have any room for anything else. No Name reaching level 6 in construction. Dr. Phil working on research there, almost halfway on the carpet making, and then we're going to go for smithing so we can work our way maybe towards turrets. And I think we might have him grab some more of these tech prints after he gets carpet making as well. I wanted to get carpet making down because I kind of know where I'm going to put the bedroom. Oh, unfortunately, that did not go as planned. So, all right, Lord, do we have another one that's nearby? I know there's one on the map, but is there a male nearby? Here's another female. We could just tame those and I guess slaughter the emus. Why don't we do that instead? And we'll just deconstruct these and slaughter this bad boy, and that'll give us a little bit extra food for now. Oh, it's a devil strand in here. I wonder why. All right. Well, no matter. We've got a duckling as well. We'll just let him live. For now, anyway. All right, so you guys have seen our zone here. Let me pull it up real quick now while our guys are getting a few things done, and I could talk a little bit more about the future base. So basically what I'm looking at here is I'm going to be knocking this wall down here and expanding it out this way. That's going to give us more farming area. So this room up here that we tore the roof off is going to become one gigantic farm area to complement the rest of our farming. I'm thinking about maybe putting the little cassowary area up here, so that way they've got their own separate place from the cows. And then after that, okay, these are just zombies attacking these creatures. And then after that, I might do just a one big cornfield here to kind of top it all off. Aside from that, the stockpile zone is going to go down here in this section. I feel like this is pretty central to everything, so it'll be a nice location. We'll have 2 stockpiles with a comms console in the center and some orbital trade beacons so we could trade things out of those stockpiles when traders show up. Then over here, this is where the kitchen / dining and rec area is going to eventually show up. So it's going to encompass this whole area, and bedrooms are going to take up this corner. Anything else that we decide to build outside of that, such as a tree sowing area, which might go down this section, a little power station, so a place to put batteries, vanometric power cells, solar generators, and etc. Might eventually find themselves over in this corner or maybe down in this corner. And then I'd like to build something like a prisoner, a hospital, a quarry area. I do want to get an armory up, and we still got to get a crafting area set up, which might go down here. So lots of big plans for the future, guys. So you know, we've got a lot of stuff to get accomplished. It's going to take us a little bit, but at least now I have some direction, and direction's probably the most important part. So you can't go wrong there. Let's go ahead and start replacing some of this stuff with a limestone block. Actually, we're probably better off just building limestone walls across here, because if we do that, then that's going to allow our bots to be able to deconstruct these areas. I do see there's a limestone door here, which I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct, and a wood door, which I'm going to throw up here so they've got a way in and out of that until we figure something else out. I do want to make sure I'm getting the floors and everything deconstructed as well for the resources. The roads I'm not as worried about, because believe it or not, you actually don't get resources from the road, so it doesn't help us anyways. And there's actually some limestone doors here, I realize, so all of those can be deconstructed, because limestone doors give you a pretty good amount of resources. All right, so 216 zombies. Yeah, the animals are definitely keeping that in check. Lord here trying to go for another tame on another female. If I see another female kicking around, I'll try and tame it as well, like that one there. And then that's probably about as many as we can feed. We're definitely going to be getting low on food for kibble, and then we're going to have to start getting creative. I'm hoping the hay grass is definitely going to give us what we need, but at least they've got the kibble they need for now. Yeah, I'd like to see them get me a few more cassowaries. A Siamese cat. Probably just better off hunting that, honestly, for the meat. I'm trying to get as much meat as possible. Kitchen bot keeping some stuff butchered. And Lord now going in for this iguana. He should get a nice shot off of that. Come on, Lord. What's the point of having 18 shooting if you can't kill an iguana? Nice. And the pathing is almost done for our little farming area here. Looks really, really good. I do got to finish this one. The solar generator is in the way of that, so I'll just leave it for now until later on. They've already moved the door and everything, which is really good, so let's get the limestone wall across here. I think this is the most important limestone wall to get done. I'm actually going to have to deconstruct a lot of this. In fact, this whole building needs to be deconstructed, but let's just start with this front section here and the area where the wall is going to run. We can always deconstruct the interior part of it as the map gets more dangerous. I don't think we need to worry about that for now. The base is still completely secured the way it is, so I've got no fears about that. 292 limestone blocks now, so definitely better than we had before. Let's make sure we're moving this floor across here as well, because like I said before, resources are very, very, I don't want to say hard to come by. Obviously, there is an endless amount of buildings and just a plethora of resources here to deconstruct, but the zombies, as they fill the map, it makes it harder and harder for us to get those resources. I mean, wait till we got 1,000 zombies on the map. It starts to get really crazy, so I like to make sure I'm getting everything I can possibly get out of a location, so that way I know for a fact that we're not going to become short on resources when it counts. Alright, so that... Okay, I'll take a look at that. That's probably from hunting. If it's Lord, he can probably handle it, but we'll take a look. That's the hardest wall here. It must be a slower building bot. They will get on the wall, on the floor here eventually, but I think they're focusing on a few other things. Oh, they got that limestone wall up very quickly, though. I could actually even put one of our characters here on the floor if it takes a little too long. All right, they're running off and deconstructing some more of these limestone walls here. And Lord's doing some hunting, so I guess that's not the case. Yep, he's fighting some zombies, and he did really well. That's what's keeping the zombies in check. It looks like he actually took 2 or 3 of them out and made it out of there A-okay. How's our cow? No pregnancy yet. Ooh, don't hit the castaway. Who'd you hit? Oh, you're hitting my wall. Lord. Really? Why don't you just go melee attack it? I think you can handle it. It's just a cat after all. Shouldn't be too hard. A corgi's also made it into here. Well, as we could tame some of these dogs, I think we'll just go ahead and hunt the corgi. Some bruises and a little bit of cuts, but A-okay. We could tame a Rottweiler. They do have pretty good hauling capabilities. It wouldn't hurt to have them. Plus, just to be able to do some attacking and everything. I think it could have its use, but why don't we just plan on purchasing a Rottweiler at some point, or some type of dog, maybe some Huskies if they show up. German Shepherds, something like that. We'll just focus on our food sources. A lot of the animals will start wandering into our base because that is where the food is. And I actually have no issue with that if they do wander into the base, because we can just continue to hunt them and butcher them for their meat. So definitely not an issue in my opinion. I think that'll be all right. And our freezer is absolutely full, which isn't a bad thing, but I guess it's time for us to probably turn some of this food into some meals. Now we could do yeah, because we only got a couple simple meals and then some insect jelly. We could do some lavish meals, but I think we'll just stick with simple, or maybe a little bit better for now. Now we'll just stick with simple meals till we get through the first winter. I don't want to roll the dice and end up getting unlucky. Now, did I end up uninstalling a kitchen from someplace, or are we going to be building that? There's probably a kitchen hanging out nearby, but we'll just go ahead and build it because we don't have a lack of steel right now, and that's what I'm going to build it out of anyway. So let's go ahead and set up, do an electric stove. That's fine for now. I think we do have the ability to run it, and I guess we'll put it here for now. This is just kind of our temporary base area until we eventually get most of the walls up and keep expanding out. Our characters did get some of the floor deconstructed, so let's get some more limestone down, at least to here. And the builder bots must be off deconstructing more limestone walls. Somebody asked me in the comment section, Sabouts, can the bots be attacked by the zombies, or do they just get to run around scot-free and do things around the map whilst the zombies ignore them? No, the bots do get attacked by the zombies, yes. The zombies will destroy the bots. It's happened to me many times in the past in other playthroughs. So the bots are not safe. The only reason we're getting away with it right now is because of the lower zombie count on the map with the wildlife handling the zombies. But I can assure you, as the zombie count increases and the wildlife decreases, the bots will find themselves definitely not safe. So it'll get pretty ugly pretty quickly. We just got to keep that in mind. I got to keep an eye on it because bots do cost a lot of resources to repair, especially the more high-tech bots, and it can definitely be ugly if we start losing some of those, so I don't want that to happen if I can avoid it. Now, Lord here, he's getting some rest. He's already gotten himself nice and tended. I'm going to go ahead and send him off just to search this building. I'm sure it's just bedrooms, but these two buildings have not been searched yet, and so we might as well at least take a look and see what we've got. Bot's getting the rest of the floor removed, which is good. I feel confident enough now that I can have them deconstruct this wall here, so we can get some of the limestone out of that, and then I will probably go ahead and open this up at some point once this is done, because this whole section will be safe, and we won't have to worry about zombies wandering into it. But I'm very happy so far with how this is coming out. And No Name's already up and moving around. Nope, he actually hasn't eaten yet and he hasn't rested, so he'll go ahead and do that. And the electric stove is built, so let's definitely cook ourselves some simple meals. In fact, let's set it up like this, do until, and let's keep about 80 simple meals on hand. We'll actually up that to 100 simple meals because we've got the ability to produce them and we've got a place to store them so they won't spoil. So I see no problem doing that. We can also eventually get a freezer that we can put in our dining area to put meals in. So that way our colonists don't have to walk all the way to our kitchen freezer to get a meal, but it's probably going to be a while till we get that. We've also got this gun complex here we could build. Now, even though we don't have any smithing or anything like that, or even turrets, this gun complex here is a little bit different. It actually gets built on top of the walls, such as this. It acts as a wall/gun. You can shoot over the wall at things that are coming in, which is pretty damn cool, and I feel like that's exactly how it should be. And the gun complex there is actually manned by a colonist, and it never explodes, so basically some type of mounted M240 or a minigun or something like that, so it can be pretty useful. I think we're definitely going to want to use it. So we'll probably get some of those built here at some point. We're just not going to worry about them just yet. And the zombie count is just going up. And it's just going up because we've got a zombie attack coming in. Wow. All right, so we went from 200 zombies to 1,300 zombies in about a couple seconds, and that is not good. It's not good for a lot of reasons. One being that any items that are now at the southern portion of the map are probably going to be inaccessible. These zombies will spread out and just encompass the entire bottom of this map. The other reason being that they're probably going to knock out most of the wildlife chilling down here. So we're going to find ourselves a little bit faster losing control of the map. Alright, we're not going to stare at that too long for risking my computer bursting into flames. But just know that that's a huge problem that we unfortunately don't have the capacity to deal with. I think we might have to shift gears to getting this southern wall all wrapped up, because it might be our only chance to actually come down here and do this. Maybe just replacing some of this with limestone and even building some limestone here just to kind of start the process of getting this secured. This solar generator will have to be deconstructed, and this limestone here wall can be deconstructed along with all of the limestone doors. Are they branching out? Oh my god, guys. This is ridiculous. This is just, it's not good. Now the fire should hopefully spread and take a lot of them out, but I have pretty low hopes on how this is going to turn out down here. That's really not good. Already the numbers are starting to drop though as the wildlife kicks in and as the fire down there spreads. Let's hope that the fire buys us a little bit more time and we can get that southern wall nice and secure. All right, builder bots and hauling bots hard at work. Marble chunks. I haven't seen any limestone chunks for us to be able to grab up. This is all marble as well as silver ore, which will be nice for us to mine out. I think Ark is actually our mining guy. He's got a mining of 10. Bionic legs. I thought somebody had a drill arm, but I guess not. So we won't be doing anything with that. We can go ahead and deconstruct these limestone walls here to give us a little bit more. A limestone door there. Do we have any limestone doors in the base? Doesn't look like it. So you don't have to worry about that. The kitchen bot's making our simple meals. He's already got 14 of them down, plus the 4 he's hauling, so 18 of them. So that's pretty good. Our colonists should be happy with that. Getting a little bit more away from the simple meals. Lord's trying to go in for the hunt. Can he not hit the cassowary? Looks like he got away from it. I do see the roof collapsing down here as the zombies just, wow. They just funnel out. They're eating the animals. This is just so bad. Opening up rooms, so far I don't see too many good items, so that makes me feel a little bit better. A large part of zombies killed here though due to fire and roof collapse. So let's just hope that that down there doesn't find its way up here. They are drawn towards sound. The possibility is definitely there, but we're just gonna hope that it doesn't happen. I'd like this to be hauled, and I do want to make sure that these guys don't actually build a roof in this area. I got to keep an eye on them. They will go around and do that if I don't watch them carefully. Lord's still trying to take this guy out. And are we out of sandstone? We are, so that's why they haven't finished these floor tiles here, but they'll definitely get that done here in a bit because we've got some more floor that's got to be torn up and some areas like that. Perfect though, they've got this all done. They're actually trying to roof this as well. That's what I said, we got to watch them. Let's have them just actually do this. We'll make sure they remove any roof that's in here already. So they won't get that yet because they already got most of it roofed. So that'll make sure they get that done. Start removing the plans in the areas that are completed, at least down there in the corner. Okay, 770 zombies. So you can see how much the animals and stuff make a difference. Like I said, don't count on that being a thing forever because it's going to flop. It moves around very quickly and it will flop back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and install another kitchen bot now just to help with planting and cooking since our one kitchen bot's pretty busy and we are hunting a couple animals. Looks like we've only got the one other kitchen bot, so we'll put him down here. And that's just going to give us a hand. How is rice looking? Almost 50% on the rice. We're still in summer and somewhat earlier summer, so we're all right. No, we're actually coming somewhat later summer, but we've still got fall. We might not get a potato harvest in, although potatoes are a cold weather crop and we might be okay. Strawberries, heel root. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I think we'll definitely get one harvest of rice in though, and that'll be really nice. If I could get the corn up, we won't get a harvest in though, but we could at least get it planted. Yeah, but we definitely won't get a harvest in, so I don't even want to think about that. It's just not going to happen. Alright, so they got all that done and they've got the roof removed. Now the builder bots are off to deconstruct a couple more areas. They haven't gotten my floor torn out yet, but I know they're staying pretty busy. Lord should be off to tame, yep, that other cassowary, which is good. It's another female. I think that gives us 2 females. I'd like to get 3. So if I see another one poking around the map, I'd be happy to grab it up. There's also a German Shepherd here. I actually wouldn't mind a German Shepherd, but again, I think I'd rather just pay for the animal. Maybe. Kind of going back and forth on that. Oh, we got another cassowary here that we can haul off. And actually, there's another female here I didn't notice, so that's fine. We could definitely pick that up. Now, there is a couple neuro trainers in here, and I haven't messed with them yet. Or skill trainers. We've got one for medical. We've got one for construction. Who's my main construction guy? I think it's me. Actually, Ark is, and he's right there. So I'm going to have him go ahead and use a skill trainer on construction there. I think that I've never actually used a skill trainer, believe it or not, even though they show up in my games all the time. With these matches and stuff, these scenarios I do, I don't think I've ever actually used one. So let's try and use it here. I think it gives him a boost. No, actually gives him straight up skill. So he went from 15 to 18. That's really, really good. There's one here for medical, so we can have Dr. Phil use that. And so now Ark he's going to deconstruct that door, but at 18 skill, he's pretty beastly. Alright, builder bots will get that done. And they got me a little bit more limestone, so it looks like we're going to be able to kind of deconstruct this wall and open up the base to this section, which makes me happy because they are going to be able to wall off this last portion here. Ha, and they're using the sandstone there. Yeah, we'll end up removing probably this floor, actually. There's plenty of places to remove flooring, so it doesn't matter where. Probably here, actually. How's our zombies doing down here? Oh, yes, they are spreading out. Ooh, a large portion of them actually making their way close to the corner here. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Luckily, they're kind of stuck in this area, but they're going to kind of wander back and forth. Yeah, I think we're going to have to hurry up and get that corner finished up. The rest of them kind of tagging around the bottom. Not causing a whole lot of damage, at least not yet. But the fire is going to certainly be an issue. The only thing keeping the fire down right now is it's rained nonstop for a couple days now. So that's really giving us the upper hand. And I'm actually surprised we haven't lost any of our bots yet to... I'm surprised we haven't lost any of them to zombies. Very surprised. Would have figured we would have been there by now. Alright, let's go ahead and have them finish that up. And then that'll be done. Now we have no door to exit here, so let's talk a little bit about entrances and exits to the base. We're going to go ahead and put some sort of sealed areas that are going to be our entrances and exits. So they're going to have that double door like I've talked about before. And I think that's going to be here, 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 and here. So one at the north, south, east, and west of the base, running right with the roads here. I think that's going to work out really, really well. Now, I did talk about wanting to do a double wall, and I'll kind of show you guys what I mean by that once I get everything set up. I haven't decided yet how wide I want the wall. I'm thinking maybe 3 or 5 tiles, but basically what it's going to be is it's going to be this outside wall you see here and another outside wall running parallel to it, and that's going to create this sort of empty pocket here that gives us a little bit of time between raids and between zombies. We can set up gun emplacements, we can set up sandbags and stuff like that on the second walls. Sometimes I like to set the pocket there up nice and wide because that does give us a lot of room between raiders coming in and where our defenses might be. But I guess it's neither here nor there. I guess it just depends on how much actual base space I want to eat up. But I'll kind of lay all of that out and show you guys what I'm thinking as I think that through, because I don't want to think it all through on camera right now, but I kind of have an idea. But there'll be some doors here and stuff for that. And the doors could be limestone doors, but I think I'll just stick with steel. They're definitely going to be weaker than the walls. It's not ideal, but steel doors are nice and fast, and they're cheap to build, so I'd like to stick with that right now. Now, this will be our first door that actually doesn't have a second door outside of it, and makes me a little nervous, but we'll manage regardless. All right, let's make sure they're definitely removing any roof that might have shown up in this area. I don't want them building roof there. So I'll have that door. Yeah, and then the bottom here, which I really need to figure out. All right, it looks like they rushed some type of poor innocent animal. Ugh, what's the Lord up to? Is he still... Okay, he's going to milk the cows. Has he not tamed these animals yet? I know they're wandering around. I hear gunshots. Dr. Phil. Alright, so... he's off trying to fight this tank zombie. I think he was trying to get someplace. I don't know where, but it looks like he's done now. Is he set to work zone? Why is he actually... okay, Lord is the only one unrestricted, which I'm fine with. Dr. Phil's moving between work zones. Not exactly how I want him to move between them. That's just because they can technically take ulterior paths to them, but that's fine. It just helps me babysit them a little bit more so they don't at least wander to the edges of the map. The edges of the map are the most dangerous parts after all. Awesome. You know, I actually won't put that door there for now. Not until I know exactly what I'm doing. I just don't want to take any chances. So, I think we're all right. Wow, that was really close. Okay, I think we're all right now. I think we just mainly got to work on the south wall. Look at this area, though. And getting lots of milk, which makes me happy. Actually use the milk to make kibble. Be kind of weird, right? But it would work. So maybe I want to deconstruct this all as soon as I can. Let's get all these chunks hauled. Crafterbot, why is he not... ah, yes, because I've got tons of stone and he sees no reason to make any more. Unless I change it another way. We can do 2,600 there. Then he'll convert some of that. We are going to be using a lot of the stones, so even though we have a lot right now, once I start constructing some of the inner areas with marble and stuff, we're going to use it pretty quickly. In fact, maybe we should replace the barn with marble so it don't burn down. I think I'm fine with the wood. It feels like a proper barn, but I could probably put a floor down there. It's happening. Oh my god, yes, it's happening. The moment we've all been waiting for. Damn, okay, we'll have to see if that turns into a pregnancy. It didn't happen instantly. But if that's a telltale sign, I don't know what is. That should be a sign from Zeus there. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. Alright, why don't we go ahead and head to floors. We can remove a lot of this here. That should actually be enough for us to finish up the rest of our flooring. And then... it's going to be all about sending our guys outside. I can actually remove this flooring, which should give us a good amount of stone. So let me have him remove all of that so we can wall this off. I'm going to have to mine this out as well. It's going to be the only way I can kind of do that. And then build the wall there. I'm not going to queue building the wall just yet because I do want to make sure the builder bots are removing the floor. They tend to prioritize constructing over removing floors. So... oh boy. And we've got a tank zombie leading a group of zombies a little bit closer to the base. We're gonna probably have to go out there and actually deal with those because they're certainly gonna be a problem. That tank zombie will find his way towards us. Pretty easy. At least the thunderstorm's being visited or accompanied by some rain, because if not, I think we'd have a lot of fires right now. Okay, back down to 449 zombies, so they really cleared themselves out, mainly with the fires. Fighting some boomaloops down here probably didn't help. Or boomalopes. And off over here, the fire's still giving them a hard time. They are, oh wow, there's a pretty good crew over here moving around. They are breaking into buildings and destroying some stuff. I think the southern part of the map is off limits for at least a while. Oh, what do I got over here? A kitchen and a cleaner base. Okay. Don't know why I didn't grab those. I don't know if I can get to them safely now. It's getting harder and harder, which is why I really got to get a stockpile for just guns, I think, at some point, so I can at least get a bunch of guns hauled back to the base. Maybe I'll take over a room such as this building and turn it into a temporary armory until I can actually build a proper armory. It'd be a good spot for it. If not there, then maybe definitely here. We can certainly set all of this up to be deconstructed. I definitely would like some type of armory. And the power grid's got to be disconnected sooner rather than later. In fact, we'll just go ahead and do that right to there. And that outside one, which I don't know how we're going to get to it, but some building bot will figure it out. And there they go. Floors already been removed in those areas, so we can have them now start building across to here. And why not have them build that and then build right to here? Because we know they can do it. I'm not worried about the marble there. I'll just leave that. But we will make sure this gets hauled back to base, so we can use it and it's right out of the way. Limestone wall there as well, because this is already limestone, so that will actually finish all of this wall off. In terms of mining all this to finish the wall, we'll definitely have to do that, especially because I want to get this silver ore. We've got a little bit of compacted machinery. Wouldn't be nice, or wouldn't be bad to have. I think the silver ore is still definitely our best bet. Batteries are staying nice and full, which makes me happy. Crafter bots making some more blocks. We've got a lot of blocks, but we'll use them up. And the sandstone path here is done. Look at that. Looks pretty good. I think once the solar generator's out of here, it'll look even better. So far, I've managed to get away with just a vanometric power cell and the 2 solar generators, which makes me a little happier. There's no other solar generators actually in this area besides the one I had to deconstruct here, which sucks. German Shepherd Revenge. Okay, that's for now I almost feel bad for not taming him. That would have saved his life. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out about it. Well, I guess it is what it is, but we're going to leave this episode off here since we are out of time. Check it out, guys. The base is looking already a little bit better. I'll go ahead and lay a few more things out off camera. Probably queue up a few more walls, but at least the southern portion's getting done. Back down to 500 zombies. I feel a lot better about that. I never did get to do that exploring with Lord, which I think is fine. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point, but he's been really busy with taming those cassowaries, and I do want him to get that done. I'd at least like 2 more of them, but it looks like they're getting a little bit more scarce on the map. I might go around and try and tame some of those off camera. We'll figure it out. If not, maybe the 2 will get us some at some point. All right, nothing there so far. And yeah, I think things are looking good. So I'll have a few things to show you guys in the next one. Oh, I thought that cougar was dead, actually. There's something. Oh, it's just silver. Okay. I got all excited for a second. I'm like, oh, yeah, cougar meat. All right. Thank you all for joining me. Hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.